the daily. Let's see what is happening on the daily. Is anything shifted? Let's see on the daily. All right, so on the daily, this is the daily. You can see that we still have the bearish pressure is still there. The bearish pressure is still there. I have this triangle here, which is still. So here we can't really say much about the VIX whenever it's trapped like this. For example, right now it's now trapped in this lower parts of the triangle there. So we can't really say much about it when it's there. To show us, are the sellers, is it the sellers that have won or is the buyers that have won? So that's the first thing that I'm looking at according to the daily, and I'm actually identifying that. So after having seen that on the daily, maybe another thing that I can also do is to go to 4 hours. This is 4 hours. 4 hours, you can already see that we have been downtrending based on the daily. I drew this based on the daily. Right. So on the 4 hour, I can see that we have been forming our lower highs and lower lows, lower highs and lower lows, which is still a sign of bearish pressure. Lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. We are coming from a lower high now. So what we need to mark now, we need to mark 2 areas, the lower high, the recent lower high, and the recent lower low. Those 2 areas are key because if ever it fails to break that lower low, it means we would have a scenario whereby we have a double bottom. Here. And also here. Once we break the lower high, it means we're now going up. That's why we can take further buys after we break this lower high. First to target is this trend line. Once we break the trend line, we're going all the way up to the major. These are the 2 areas that I'm looking at, this area and this area. So even if I go to lower time frames, I'm still maintaining that same zone, that same range for VIX75. Once I break out of the range, once I break out of that range, I'll be much more confident to check further trades after I break out of this range. So meaning, where can one safely take buys? It's always above the lower high, which is here. Safe buying zone there. Let's also look for another safe buying zone. You can see that already we have something like a trend line break on the 1 hour, which yesterday we actually spoke about these breakouts, whereby we also showed you that this breakout can actually help you with entries. Look at this trend line here. On the 1 hour, I think it hasn't, okay, it hasn't broken. It's like this, okay. Right. So this trend line now, this is my 1 hour trend line, right? So according to me, what we need to do now, because if you check this last candle, it have our trend line. There we can maybe take some mini buys. We can take some mini buys there. Then after we break this lower high, that's when we'll be confident to say take more buys, then targeting this this trend line there as our target. Because if you check on the 1 hour, it's still forming. Right now, it's simply waiting time. VIX75 right now. Right now, there is nothing as yet now that one can do. You can't buy now, you can't sell now. You simply need to wait. If everyone is going to sell, the best entry point for sales is after the breakout of this triangle that we draw on the daily. Whichever, you can also come on 1 hour or 30 minutes. Once you identify the break, if ever this market comes, breaks, retest, that's why one can take sales there. Here on the retest. As for buys, I would want this market at least to come and break this lower high. at least to come and break this lower high. Once it breaks that lower high, I know that the probability of the market pushing further to the top of the triangle there is high. So now I also have respected. Maybe the market wants to touch that one, then go up. We also look how the market is going to behave on that trend line. So right now, VIX is simply waiting. We are simply outside and waiting. We're simply outside and waiting. So once we touch this trend line and bounce from there and go back above there, we can actually take some mini buys. Once we break this lower high, which happens that top level there that I marked. So right now, VIX is simply waiting time right now. We can't be inside now. We just need to wait. Let's wait and see how price is going to behave here on this trend line. And also if it's going to come and break outside. If it breaks outside there, I would love it to also break this area. And why that level? Because it's also a resistance, a mini resistance. The market failed to close above, So that's also a mini resistance that I expect the market to come and break to confirm that maybe now we are going up. So that one, once it's broken, I know that the probability of the market pushing way all the way up, it will be high. So now let's wait and see the action of price on this trend. Are we together? Yes. So VIX, that's what we're looking at right now. We're simply waiting. Then we enter after we get the information. That is what we have so far for VIX. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Do you have any questions?
So, okay. So what if, for example, it breaks this, let's say it breaks this line, it closes inside where it's going, this 1 hour candle, it closes inside again, and another one again goes up again. That scenario, if it happens, what can one expect again?
Okay. You see these levels that I'm marking?
Yes.
These are levels that one was supposed to look at. For example, this first breakout, the market never came back to retest. It failed to retest this candle. A retest, it was supposed to come and close above this candle. It was supposed to close above this trend line, of which it didn't, meaning there was no entry there. Next trend line, that one we can't even call it a breakout. This one as well, it's a breakout. But this next candle, those are simple things that you look at before you jump into entries. Simple things that you look at before you jump into entries. They are very key. They are very, 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 very key, those things. You understand? So even now, if it bounces from here and comes and breaks these areas, you see that the probability of it to continue higher, it will be higher.
Okay.
Yes. So that is it. That
was for me today.
Any further questions? Any further questions? Mr. Bruce, yes. You don't have any questions?
For now, no, I don't. But I can see how. Yeah, for now, no questions.
So just one more question, sir, before you cut. So all this concept, how do you call it? Do you call it an academic trading? Or how do you call it when you put it into classification? How do you classify it?
How do you justify what?
I'm saying when you want to classify all this analysis, is it what you call an academic, or is it a confluence, something like that? How do you make it?
Because I'm confused. I don't understand the question.
This is the school. So I'm saying when you want to classify it to the, what can I say, to the lessons. So how do you call it? How do you call it when it comes to the lessons? Is it how do I say? How do you classify it? Classify it.
Huh?
Is it only about, is it only analysis which it doesn't have a classification, or whether it has any classification that we can put when it comes to the school of of trading. That's what I mean.
Okay, can you try to type your question on WhatsApp?
Okay.
Try to type your question on WhatsApp. Yes.
Yes.
Because right now I can't
do it.
even. Yes. So I think that is it. We'll meet later as we wait for VIX to come to our areas.
Yes. Thank you so much, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Welcome.